interested in, and not necessarily we'll go over the whole show, but I do encourage you guys to go watch the state of play. There were some really cool games in there if you haven't seen everything, and of course there's gonna be some things that we may not talk about that you're excited about. Let us know, man. Hit us up in the YouTube comments if you come hang out with us in chat so you guys can tell us about some things. Hey, you missed this one game I think you guys should take a look at. I'm always, we're always ready to bend the ear to some cool stuff. So, but yeah, I guess I'll jump off, man. The first thing, of course, got to talk about Borderlands 4, man. I think this was a much better showing than the trailer we got a few months ago. I think this game looks this trailer looks a lot more energetic. This looks a lot more colorful. Like, this kind of really hits on where I think Borderlands kind of has been over the last couple of games. And, this actually upped my excitement for it quite a bit.
I knew you were going to go here. I knew it.
Yeah, you know me well, man. Like, and, we finally got a release date of September 23rd, I think, 2025. I think the thing that they did a really good job of highlighting in this trailer was the movement. And it seems like, they've built upon the things from Borderlands 3, the good things. One of the highlights for me obviously was the ability to slide and mantle, but it looks like they're kind of taking that up a notch and give you like this whip thing that you can use,
grappling hook
to kind of, propel yourself forward. And, hopefully I really want that stuff hopefully to play out in boss fights. I think that would be really cool outside of just, you running through like open segments of the world and just fighting enemies. Like, I really would love to see some kind of inclusion of those new movement mechanics into boss fights. But and they did announce that we are getting a state of play sometime this spring specifically for Borderlands. So we'll get like a bigger deep dive. Hopefully we'll know more about the Vault Hunters, and we've gotten a glimpse of some of their abilities in this trailer. And I think I'm coming around a little bit more, like I said, on just the game as a whole. And I was going to buy it anyway, but this definitely kind of upped my excitement a lot. Like, this just looks like a really, really incredible version, like a better version of the trailer we saw, because I was super unimpressed and kind of worried from that first trailer we got. But I mean, this just kind of looks like Borderlands, and hopefully, the end game and stuff is there. Like, there are some system stuff that I hope that they get to kind of talk about during the spring showcase, whenever that is, and we learn more about the game itself. September, I think, is a good time for this to launch. I think Borderlands 3 launched around that time. I mean, obviously, we don't know what else is coming out in September yet, but like we talked about before, I don't think that 2K wants to bury this game. If GTA 6 does come out this year, it would have buried, like, Borderlands might get buried under some other heavy hitters in the fall. We'll see. But yeah, like I said, man, this really kind of this got me a little bit more hype for this. So I don't know if you watched this trailer or not. I know you've played Borderlands.
Yeah, I did.
And stuff, so.
I did. Oh no, I'm a boardie.
Yeah, we've played a lot of Borderlands together over the years for sure. So yeah.
So what I have to say about this game is, you hit the nail on the head as far as one thing that I really noticed just off rip. I watched this trailer a couple of times actually, and the movement. Like, I think you were spot on when you said it really showcases the movement of the game. And I'm just a pure god of like just destruction, and it looks it looks like you see the guy right here flying through the air with his multi-rocket launcher.
Yeah,
like,
that was
it just
cool.
looked like good explosive fun. Like, it looked like it's taking it back to the original elements that made Borderlands, the game that is today. I feel like the last one that came out, I don't know what it was, but it to me, my opinion, it didn't really push anything forward.
Yeah.
And one thing that I really hate, that I hope that they corrected on here, was the villain. Or the villains.
Yeah, the story. Yeah, that's something that was a big.
The story
I think,
and the
point,
villains have to be on point for me to kind of keep interest.
Right.
Because the last Borderlands, like, they hands down, I would put them in the top 10 worst video game villains I've ever seen in my fucking life. Like, they were horrible.
I will say this.
They were trying to play off the old, like, social media.
Yeah, it was really like streamer head. I think the game was kind of tone deaf. It was a few years late too, But
Yeah.
one of the I think the head writer for this game was talking on Twitter a few weeks ago, and they were talking about how they felt like there was a little too much toilet humor. I think is what they. Don't quote me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's what they said.
Toilet
And
humor, huh? Yeah, that shit was
yeah, they
trash.
said like toilet humor in 3, and they're kind of looking to, I guess, get back to just like you said, some of the elements of the first few games that really appealed to people. And I mean, even from
Hmm.
the first trailer of Borderlands 4, it looks like it's going to be kind of more darker, a little bit more mature when it comes to the story it's trying to tell. And Borderlands actually has one of my favorite stories in game. Like, as far as like game story goes, it's such it has so much interesting lore and how certain
Yeah,
characters
because it's
kind of
definitely
connect. And
there.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll say this much, like, I think my favorite game story wise might be pre-sequel. Just like learning about Handsome Jack and how he ended up the way he
He
was.
working in Hyperion.
Yeah,
He was just a regular guy, just working, and then yeah,
the Vault Hunters weren't exactly the good guys, and especially Roland and gosh, man, Lilith. How they just kind of like basically created their own monster. It was interesting. If you guys have never played it, just for at least for the story, I think pre-sequels.
you can YouTube it. They
Yeah,
got little things where they do, like on YouTube. If you don't want to play it, they do like the little story cuts.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying, like cut scenes on
I
it
think
or
I
some
think it's
shit like
worth it
that.
at least from a story standpoint and just like the series. But yeah, I'm excited for this, man. Like I said, it definitely piqued my interest a little bit more. Excited for the showcase whenever we get it in spring. I'm gonna guess it'll probably be after the Nintendo showcase in April. Like I actually be kind of happy about that, but we'll see. So, but yeah, that's my first game. Real easy peasy. You know me well. So what you got, man?
Yeah,
What you
yeah,
what you got for me?
yeah. Well, I'm about to jump right into it with my personal
Yes,
heavy hitter, and you know me, you know where I'm
I
going.
think I do. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, I'm putting everything on the top 10 list today because that's just how I feel. If I was to put this game, what would it be? Maybe top 15.
Ooh, high praise.
Maybe, yeah, I'm thinking. I'm gonna make a list one day. I'm gonna sit down and make like a top everything list one day. Um, Without further ado, introducing the game with the beautiful, elegant, sexy intro of all time. Gotta give it up for Snake Eater, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah,
Come
yeah.
on, man. Snake Eater remake, Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater. And when
Yeah.
you say snake, you gotta say snake.
You're so stupid.
Because it's the intro. And they got to have the song. Oh my God. I want a remaster of Snake Eater's intro song. If they don't do that, I'm throwing the game in the garbage. I swear to God. I will go buy this shit just to throw it in the garbage. But
Sheesh.
yes, this game is, like I said, it's one of my favorite games, man.
Yeah.
Kojima with the storytelling, and I know Metal Gear's story is wild. They have YouTube videos that break it down. There's like 4 to 6 hour videos, um,
Yeah.
which break the story down, which is very intriguing. And I watched it, and I still can't tell you in chronological order how this game works. But
I think this one is, if I remember correctly, story wise,
this was in
Metal
the
Gear
past,
Delta
right?
is the first game in the series. Yeah, story wise, I think. Because this isn't the story of Solid Snake. This is the story of his father, Naked Snake. So yeah, this game actually looks incredible, man. Like I will
Dude,
say this much, like yeah, this like looks absolutely phenomenal.
and one thing that always got me, especially about Snake Eater, it's one of the better Metal Gears when it comes to villains. Like a
Yeah,
lot of the boss battles and stuff that you deal with in this game is wow. Like yeah, from the sniper who you damn near can't find, and he's like 1,000 years old,
yeah,
and
the
it's
end,
always these.
yeah,
So this is the thing that gets me with look at this. It's beautiful. And you actually got to like use your camouflage and stuff. That's another thing I like. But one of the things that always strike me with the Metal Gear series is how they always have this, there's a futuristic part to it as far as like espionage, mech tech, robot tech. Then there's always this weird paranormal
Yeah.
activity kind of. It's always some weird shit happening. And I think what Kojima do is he meshes both of those worlds up and he does it well. Like for example, like you have this action-packed scene and then you'll have a psychomantis or somebody who's floating around doing some weird paranormal shit. Like people don't notice that. Even like in what was the Metal Gear where D Horse was born?
Oh, that's Phantom Pain. Metal Gear
Phantom
Solid
Pain.
5. Yeah.
Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
Even with that, like you fighting all these like, you know, technically advanced soldiers, but then you had that paranormal skull face dude and these weird creatures. Like it's just weird. It's just like where does his mind get all this shit from? Like, and why does he mesh it up so well?
Yeah, I
So
mean, Kojima's definitely pretty eclectic, and I kind of wish that him and Konami would make amends, because he didn't have any involvement in this particular version of the game. Like, he doesn't work with Konami anymore. He started his own studio. Now he's making Death Stranding and all that. Very interesting. I'll put it that way. Very interesting story, I guess, on that. But I think that with Metal Gear being, because it's been, I think, like a decade since Phantom Pain came out, close to it. It's good to see that we're starting to get a revival of some of these older series, and Metal Gear Solid 3 is definitely an iconic one. We finally got a release date as well, August 28th of this year, which is pretty cool. So like a month before the Borderlands, but yeah, definitely some iconic villains, man. The Cobra unit, Fear, Sorrow, I think Pain, Rage, like all those guys. Like you see them in the trailer. I think visually
all
this
that
is
screaming, bruh. Yeah, you took me back to a dark place.
yeah, like this
Rage
game is
was
just beautiful,
ridiculous.
man. So yeah.
Yeah, that was another one where it just had that weird paranormal, you know what I'm saying? Like you had these cool robots flying through the sky. You had Rage and all these, and then you just had these weird ass moments. And like I always loved that about the series, how the two always blended.
Yeah.
But yeah, Metal Gear is just one of those games that I grew up on because I actually played and beat the first ever Metal Gear that was on Nintendo as a child.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of with the series ever since then. Like, so all the iconic moments I've been here for. And you know what? I don't think Snake Eater got the praise that it's getting now when it first came out. If I'm thinking correctly.
Well,
I don't think it.
I think it was pretty well received.
Yeah, it was well received, but or I might be thinking about the other one with the dude who was the.
You might be thinking about 4.
I'm thinking Patriots. I'm thinking Patriots. Sons of the Patriots.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 4. Yeah, I think you're thinking about that one.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that one. My bad. Yeah.
Before, I mean, yeah, like I hope
this is my pick.
I really hope this leads into a revival of the series. Like I would love to see. And I don't know where they could go with the story after 4, because that was technically the last game story wise. But if this kind of helps bring the series back around, and they figure out some cool way or tell some more interesting stories in the universe, I'm all for it, man. I mean, they brought David Hayter back.
So big.
Yeah, like there's so much they could really do with it. You have the original voice actor of Snake back. There was a whole public thing with him some years ago, where he wasn't the voice actor for 5, but I'm like I said, I'm glad to see amends are trying to be made, and hopefully, Kojima and Konami kind of find some common ground one day. Like I'll say this, I don't think he's ever gonna work on Metal Gear ever again, but at least kind of for the fans, kind of put that stuff behind you, and hopefully.
I think the story just ended where it ended, though. Like I think.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
after, what's his face died, I think. But I mean, the world is so big, right? There's room for great stories to be told.
Yeah, and they're always doing
because even the Raiden, what was the side game?
Metal Gear Rising, yeah.
Metal Gear Rising. Even though I will say Raiden character was a little cocky and arrogant, and it came off kind of like corny, but the gameplay in that game was very slap on. Like.
Yeah, 4 was fun, man. I really liked the camo suit from 4, where you could just lay up against the wall or on the ground and essentially just blend into it. Like you can chameleon yourself into it. I thought that was a really cool, like gameplay feature and stuff. Honestly, I think gameplay wise, 5 might be my favorite because 5 just did a lot of really cool. The amount of shit you could do in the open world was just like pretty insane.
I was kind of
But
against open world Metal Gear, but as I played more of 5 and kind of got the
once you open it up, yeah, it's actually pretty
yeah
fun, man.
the infiltration of the bases and stuff,
Yeah,
I thought was a really the way that they did it. Like anytime they give you a game gives you multiple options to approach a problem,
yeah,
to me that's a very good sign of a good game. Like I love that because like for example in Cyberpunk it gives you all these options to carry out a mission.
yeah,
So what I
yeah,
end up doing is I'll play the mission like 5 or 6 times. Because like the first time I'm like, okay, let me see if I can do this stealth. Then the second time I'm like running in there, guns blazing. Third
yeah.
time I'm using nothing but
Like cybernetics and
hacks.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Player
this
choice
is
is
my
awesome, man. Yeah, for sure.
and a quick question. So
Uh,
I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but I be in the Reddit streets a lot. So, but Kojima, what was the game? Stranded, Death
Death
Stranding?
Stranding. Yeah. Hmm.
Was this game originally created to unite people through? Like I heard,
I mean,
like
he's
there's a way
he's
that you
done that.
play.
He said that in interviews and
Oh,
playing the game. You'll run into like you'll see like paths where people have walked. So like
yeah, you can fix
like the
them,
actual
and
terrain of the game changes like of the map you play. I don't want to say it's like multiplayer, but it's a cool way to kind of follow in the footsteps of other people when you're delivering things, which I think is cool. I'll say this much, man. When Death Stranding first came out, I just didn't get it. Like I just truly did not under. Kojima is such a eclectic, just out of the box thinker, and I do appreciate his place in the industry. First of all, like I think the game industry, he's one of those people that really changed the course of the industry. I think, and
yeah,
I've told myself at some point I will give Death Stranding a try. I'm just out of pure curiosity. Like I don't really know much about the story, but that's something I did want to at least try because I just like I've enjoyed playing Metal Gear and stuff over the years and growing up and stuff, and I think it would be a shame to not at least give it a try. Like even though it's very out of the like I said out of the box, just very strange at times,
sometimes you
but
never know. You may have a great experience playing that quote
right,
unquote
and
out
that's
of the box game. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. Like I do want to sit down at some point, and just give it a shot. So we'll see, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
Metal Gear. This is definitely gonna be a hot topic when it comes out this year. August 28th, 2025. If you guys are looking forward to it, it's not just on PlayStation, just because it's in the state of play. So it'll be on, I believe, Xbox and PC. So for anybody who are wondering, I think most of these games,
Yes,
outside of
and
a
do
very
yourself a
few,
favor.
uh, yeah, I
Do
think most of
yourself a
these are
favor.
multi-platform. So yeah,
Look up Snake Eater in music intro theme. Just look that up and thank me later.
yeah, I'd be curious to
Greatest,
see if they
greatest
bring it
song.
back.
I'm
Definitely
telling you,
curious.
I want a remix with Beyonce
Okay,
coming in hot.
all
All
right,
right,
okay.
only she can do the Snake Eater song justice. Okay.
It's debatable. All right, next
Hey,
game.
bro, don't be pissing off the. Hey, don't be pissing them bees off,
Whatever, man. They can bite me.
man. Hey, he said it, not me. That
People's
guy over there.
fandoms. Don't be weird on the internet, man. I don't care. Whatever. Next game for me, man. This is a no-brainer, of course. Getting all the obvious ones out of the way today, I guess. Onimusha, Way of the Sword, man. We got another trailer. Got a story trailer, and we have the name of the protagonist, Miyamoto Musashi, man. He's a historical figure from Japanese history, legendary sword maker slash samurai, I guess you could say. And I mean, this just keeps looking better and better to me, man. Like, we talked the last episode or the one before it. Like, I'm such a huge fan of Onimusha. It is absolutely one of my favorite action series from PlayStation 2 back in the day, and I'm glad we finally actually got to see more gameplay in this trailer. And I will say, like, the thing that really impressed me about this is the ability to use the environment while you're fighting. It shows that he's kind of like a free thinker when it comes to combat. He's just doing what he can to survive. I guess that's the impression I get from this story. It's just him he kind of stumbles into the situation he's in the game. And I kind of hope that they really take, like I said, the ability to use your environment. They give you that kind of freedom. Like here, he's using that to block enemies. He, threw one guy into the into that that cloth there. Like I just think that's really cool, man. And just because we talked about like samurai games and stuff, and they seem to kind of be on the rise. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Like I don't want to say I'm tired of Souls-like games, but I feel like that's the only style of action game that's being made lately. And I kind of miss the like I said, the Devil May Cries, the fast,
you beat me to it.
the Bayonettas, the fast action style games. Like I think there's room for both to exist. And I mean, this is he actually is pretty funny in the trailer too. If you guys watch the trailer, like he just seems like he doesn't know what he's doing. He's just trying to survive, which I think is cool. So, yeah, I don't really have much more to say as far as like this game goes, but it looks like I can't wait to find out more about the story and how did he get himself into the position he's in to where he's fighting these demons like this. Like I said, I'm day one purchase for me whenever this comes out. So we still don't know, it's 2026, but we did get a little bit more let me see, details about the remake for Onimusha 2. Let me see if I can find that trailer really quick. Like they showed some gameplay of it. It looks good. I don't really have much to say extra about Onimusha 2 trailer. Like this looks fantastic. I can't wait for it. That comes out in May, I think, of this year. But yeah, like I just can't wait for this, man. This is definitely a day one buy for me. So.
And this is a world I know nothing about.
Yeah.
So
I would recommend, like, if you're interested at all, just like I said, the first game got remade a few years ago. It's on PC. I'm sure it's on Xbox and PC and PlayStation as well. I'm gonna go back and play the first game. I don't really remember much of anything from the first game. Second game, I do remember a little bit more, and I think they give you like bonus armor or something if you play the first game before the second one comes out. So yeah, I'm definitely picking those up 100%. Like bring back action games, bring back fast-paced action games, please.
Yeah, you beat me to something that I was going to talk about, and because we were going to have a discussion next week about the state of just gaming period, I was going to cover it there a little bit. But yeah, it seems like the industry finds something to latch on to.
Trends are
which
hell
they
of a
consider
thing.
Considered a money maker, whatever the case may be, because I do share the sentiment with you as far as the whole Souls and the Ghost of Tsushima wave that was created. Like all these games, like all this ninja sword, and like there's a lot. We got a lot coming out, a lot that's came out in the past couple of years, and you never want it to go one way. You always want to have variety. So we'll talk about that next week.
It's just a cycle of the industry. It happens a lot. I remember, I'm sure you do too, like when zombie games were really hot. You had,
oh God, yes.
Mid 2000s when open world games were all the rage, and it's just a part, I guess, just cycles that just happen. I'm not necessarily opposed to like I said, the ninja games, especially some of the classic ones they're bringing back, and they're not just like I said, like purely Souls like games that you have to commit to every action you have to commit to, and it's just kick your teeth in hard. Like sometimes I just want to play a game, man. Like, sometimes I just want to enjoy the game, but that's not to say that Souls games aren't enjoyable. But yeah, man, Onimusha, that was it. That was my next game. Like I said, I guess we're getting the obvious ones out of the way first. So what you got next, man?
Ooh,
yes.
Let me see, because I'm just looking through this one purely, and this is not to say it's a bad game, but
sure,
I literally picked this purely off the art style alone, okay? And I love side scrollers. I just love the the throwback era. So I had to put Shinobi on there, Art of Vengeance.
Yes. Oh my gosh. We were just talking about classics coming
Yeah.
back.
Yes, sir. That game, the way that it looks,
Yeah.
we've seen this look before, but they added a little extra sauce. It
It's like a
looks
very
it's an
inky.
extra.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Holy
It's a
cow.
little. They add a little extra sexy sauce on it. Like it. These type of games, I swear, like they don't get old to me. Like I love the basic, like just side scrolling action.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes I feel like this gets it done. Like you sometimes you don't have to have a big spectacle 3D world, open world. Just give me a 2D side scroller, linear
Yeah.
levels, you know what I'm saying? And it can get the job done if you put and then like just put your own special touch on it. Like this, like the art style and like man, everything just hits for me, man. Like the movement, your moves, you know, the
It just
attacks,
looks it looks
everything.
so clean, man. You're right. Like the art style was definitely the first thing that I saw too, and I agree with you. Like sometimes you just it's kind of just like what I said last week. Like sometimes you just want a video game. Like you like every game you play doesn't necessarily have to make a statement about something. Like I would prefer, just like a fun time. Sometimes you just want to have fun, man, and I feel like that's just not the case anymore. Or and that could be a symptom of how large the industry's gotten over the years. So you have to find ways to stand out, I guess. But
Yeah.
games like this do a great job of, like you said, keeping it simple, and refining the things
Simple and
that,
sexy, it works.
yeah,
Like it really does.
like you're refining the few things, and you're doing those things super well to the point where it's like extra polished. Like 2D side scrolls always will hold a special place in my heart, man. And I know our homie Dre and Ivan are really really excited for this. These guys are 2D game aficionados as well. And Darius is tired of woke games. Yeah, it's exactly right. Somebody clip that. Clip me saying it. Darius is tired of woke games. That's apparently, yeah, that's what they're gonna say, right? They're gonna think that's gonna think that's what I mean. But yeah, this definitely looks awesome, man. I'm right there with you. I don't know when this comes out. I was looking for a release date, but I couldn't see one, man. And shout out to Sega because they're trying to make a little comeback, man. This and a few other games, like they've been, slowly creeping back, man, into development, which I think is awesome, man. Like I love this for them. So, yeah, Shinobi. Okay, okay. The next game I wanted to talk about, I'm not gonna talk about Monster Hunter. Darius isn't gonna do that.
That's too much of a. That's
Nah,
just
that'll be a whole episode. We'll be here all day.
right. That's too. What do they call it?
On the nose.
Yes, you read my mind. We know each other too much, bro.
Yeah, too on the nose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On the nose. We don't even need to talk about Monster Hunter.
Nah.
Y'all know where we at.
We'll have our episode on that. But yeah, no, the next game I wanted to talk about was Supermassive Games Directive 8020. This studio is the one that did Until Dawn, The Quarry most recently, and I think they did the Man of Medan, I think is the name of that series. But this studio makes these very story focused, sometimes quick time events games, like choose your own adventure games, and I've just always been a fan of theirs, man. Like Until Dawn is definitely one of my favorite one of those games I enjoyed playing through the most, and it has such high replayability because you can essentially decide who lives and who dies based on decisions in that game. And this one, the premise of this game actually looks very interesting. You're on a spaceship. It looks like people are waking up to some sort of mystery. I don't know if it's quite supernatural or what is going on in the sci-fi, but it definitely looks like some very cool horror elements, and kind of follows the studio's brand and the type of games they like to make. And like I said, I personally just love these types of games, man. I love choose your own adventure style games, and this just looks super cool. So I'm all for this.
Yeah, this threw me off as like a choose your own adventure because it don't look like it, or maybe I've just been so used to playing those like Telltale games, but when I found out this was that type of game, I don't know if that like really like I don't know. want to say it turned me off to it,
Sure.
but it's just like how when I first saw it, I thought it was more or less on the lines of a Callisto Protocol type of gameplay,
Oh God,
but
man.
better maybe, or like just no, or just like
Yeah.
like that kind of game, like a Resident Evil
Kind of
or
survival horror type deal.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. But then when I found out it was that, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I was kind of let down a little bit.
That's
But
fair.
then I was just like, well, I don't have any beef with like, pick your own story type games. It was just,
Yeah. It's not
my
your
expectations for
speed.
what I
Yeah.
thought it was, and then what it actually was. I was like,
I got you.
oh, but it was intriguing to see this type of game in this kind of atmosphere, like the
Yeah.
spacey, sci-fi. What the hell's going on? I could see it like if they have it to where you have to make some tough decisions, where I truly believe you will have to. This
Yeah.
might be something I'll check out. This might be something I'll
I
check
think
out.
I will say this much. I think you should at least try Until Dawn. That'll kind of give you an idea.
I like to make bad choices, Darius.
But the thing is,
I rule with an iron fist.
well, I will say this much. It's not so much, the games aren't so much black and white. It's one of those things where you won't know what happens until you make a choice, if that makes sense. And you can kind of dictate how characters interact with each other. Like you could say something that some characters, like one character might not really jive with, and they'd be like, and you'll get like a little notification on the screen somewhere, be like, oh, they'll remember that, or they didn't like that. You know what I mean? And it'll play into the story later on. And it's just like very cool and intricate how they kind of do it. And I actually need to play the Quarry. I missed out on it a few years ago. That one would remind you of a classic like 80s horror movie trope, like Halloween, it's camp counselors and a
I've
murderer.
learned about myself? I learned that I like watching people play those games.
That's fair. They do make for great content, especially on YouTube, for sure. Yeah.
I like watching people play these games. I watch Christology. I watch her play through a majority of these type of games. And
yeah.
I will say that I do enjoy watching people play the games, but
They're fun, man.
I don't know if it's for me to play, but I'll watch them.
Yeah. That's like I said, that's totally fair. These games are kind of different in that way. What was the one chat might know from PlayStation 3? Oh gosh, man, it was the one about the police officer was looking for the kid. It was kind of like this. It was kind of like a choose your own adventure game. Gosh, man, it wasn't this studio that made it, but I can't remember the name of the game. It's gonna bother me. That's what these games remind me of, though. Like you make choices, and you just kind of deal with the consequences. Another good one that people really liked that I want to check out was Detroit Become Human. Like I heard that game was really.
I got that on PC, and man,
No, we need. I think it was the studio that made it. Hold on, I'm not gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up now.
Detroit Become Human is probably one of the most depressing fucking games you can ever play.
I've heard it's good. Quantic Dream made it. Yeah. So let me see. Gosh, what were the games that they made? Let's see. Games. Heavy Rain. Oh my gosh, it was this game. Yeah, Heavy Rain. That's what this reminds me of.
I watched my cousin play Heavy Rain.
This game was tough.
Depressing
Yeah, this game was tough, man. Emotionally draining for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that game was. I didn't even think my cousin would play a game like that.
Yeah.
But he loved that shit, and I was like, "Yo, you are depressing."
Yeah. And so yeah, and I think this game is a part of like the Dark Pictures. Those are like it's like anthology games. Dark Pictures anthology.
Dude, when you get to that quote on, like, it's kind of like a concentration camp on Detroit Becomes Human. Oh my god, bro, that's if you ever
insane.
played that game, bro, play that game with your wife. Somebody's gonna cry. I guarantee it.
I want to check it out, man. Like I haven't played Detroit yet, but I've heard good things about it. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out.
Animatrix. It's like playing Animatrix, bro. It's just basically going through.
Oh, not Animatrix.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's basically showing you like why robots are the way they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kai Cenat, stop kicking rope.
Oh man. All right, man.
Stop kicking the robot before you kick your ass.
What's the next game you got, man? What you got, man?
Nah, Kai's the homie. All right, so this was a strange pick for me, but the JRPG elements in it, and then the fact that I feel like I missed out on this whole generation growing up. I just felt
Sure.
like I need to return back to the essence, man. And Pokemon let me down with that bullshit they let out because I said I was going to play a Pokemon game. I never played one. I was like, the next one that come out, I'm going to play. And they dropped that dog water or whatever the hell that shit was that they dropped that everybody kept defending, but that's another day, another time. My next pick is Digimon.
Ah, yes. Yes. Digimon actually
hoping
looked
to
really
fill a
good.
void. I'm hoping to fill a void here with this game.
Did you ever watch
Like I
the
said,
anime?
I
Digimon.
watched it. Yeah, I watched it on TV. I watched a little bit of Digimon.
Storytime
I wasn't like a super Digihead or whatever.
Okay, what we're not gonna do.
Because I knew it was gonna piss you off. Oh
see.
my God, I'm sorry.
No,
End the
no, you're
broadcast.
not.
It's over.
No, you're not, guys. I'm cutting.
Have a
I'm
good
cutting
Sunday,
the podcast
guys.
off, guys. That's it.
It's over.
Super Weapon's over after this, man. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. This friendship is over, man.
Nah, this goes cool though, man. Yeah, I'm fucking with this, man. Because I this actually surprised me too. I didn't know that they were still making Digimon games. Apparently, this is like a part of some other series that they've been making for a while. You know, I think it's and it's like turn based, which is cool. I'm all for this.
Yeah. It's taking it
100%.
back, bro. It's taking it back to the essence. And like I said, I feel like this is gonna be like a nostalgia kind of,
Yeah.
just like because I get joked on a lot in our friendship, in our circle of friends, because it do feel like I missed out on a lot of childhood because a lot of stuff that people are
Yeah.
into, I just was not into at all growing up. And Pokemon was one of them. I watched a little bit of Digimon because I thought it was a little bit of a cooler Pokemon, but still I couldn't get into the whole freaking animals.
Digimon's a
fighting
little
each
bit.
other.
It's a little bit more adult too. You know, they cover stuff.
I've heard.
like you know, there was one series in particular where they talked a lot about like death and how to deal with kind of like that trauma, and you know, there was some very dark themes in Digimon. You know, more so than the anime version of Pokemon. I'll say this, yeah, because the manga Pokemon story, man, that shit is dark sometimes. Like it gets real adult. That's all I'll say. But
Yeah, and I felt like, I missed all that because, like, I see
Yeah.
friends and stuff who are like deep into Pokemon. We are grown ass men, and like, I'm not saying that you can't have your hobbies or whatever. I don't never
Nah,
like to
sure.
label people like that,
yeah,
but I just like when they ask me, they think that I'm trying to be like, too cool for school, and I'm like, no, I just didn't grow up on it. Like, I
Yeah.
just never. I had a friend growing up who was just freaking balls deep into Pokemon. Get it? Like Pokemon balls. You see what I did there? Anyway, he was, he was like a Pokemon, and I always just looked at it as these little cute animals in a ball, and I always thought it was stupid, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, man, I don't know. But with this game, you got the RPG elements that I love,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look bad, and I know a little bit about Digimon. I guess you don't have to know too much to get into the
Nah,
game and
each
play it.
each
but-
series kind of stands on its own. There were like
Okay.
some callbacks between a few series, but for the most part, you can kind of think of Digimon like Power Rangers. Like there's a new group every season, essentially.
Okay.
You know, like
So to me, this is an experiment, bro. This
Yeah.
is really an experiment. Like this is just, I could play this game and probably hate it. You know what I'm saying? But
I'm
I just
actually
wanna see
very
what's
curious
there.
to hear your thoughts once it comes out. We don't have a release date for it, but you can wishlist it, guys. So, yeah, we'll put a pin on that and check back in whenever that comes out.
I
and you
really
play
hope they
it.
do
Yeah.
good by the turn-based combat. That's what I'm really looking for.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I noticed Pokemon, like, I keep up with it. Like I saw a lot of older Pokemon games, and what attracted me was the turn-based combat. Like I'm big old school turn-based head. Like
Yeah,
I'm one of
yeah.
those purists. So don't get me started about like these new action RPGs. Not really my bag.
I mean,
You
nothing wrong with that, man. That's all right. That's all right. So yeah,
man.
Digimon Storytime Stranger. If you guys are curious about that one, I think I'll do one more. Running a little bit short on time, unfortunately, but
Five Nights at Freddy.
no thanks, man.
No.
You know, I just no hate on Freddy, man. I just never got into it. I don't know anything about
I
Freddy's
never
lore.
understood the hype around those games. I just
Yeah, not for me. But the last game is for me is gonna be Darwin's Paradox. This is the game where you
oh.
get to play as an octopus, which I thought was really fucking cool. And you know, apparently it's like
This is
you're
a Lisa game. Holy
you
shit.
know what's funny is I actually showed this to her this morning and she loved the look of it. So definitely
Exactly.
we'll,
Yeah.
we'll definitely be buying this at some point. But I like the fact that you essentially have all of the abilities of an octopus. You can shoot ink, you can camouflage into your
I
surroundings.
love these quirky graphics though.
Yeah,
I love them.
like this actually looks super freaking cool, man. Like I'm not sure what the story is. Maybe he's just trying to get back home, I'm guessing. But, you know, this just looks like something I just would so enjoy playing. So, yeah, this was
It looks
definitely
cool. Wow.
yeah, this game looks absolutely incredible, man. Like I'm actually super excited for this one. And it's just like, yeah, like so you can just lay down and camouflage like
Bro, is he going across the world?
I don't know. Yeah. This looks cool though, so I'm super excited for Darwin's Paradox. I'm not sure if we got a release date for this. I'm hoping it comes out this year. Hope it comes out in the summer or something. You know, give this game like its own little space.
Handshake, Weenie.
You know,
My God, Jesus Christ.
it's real Squid Games. we love
Look
you,
like
man.
it, right?
Yeah, it's actual Squid Games. Holy shit, that's the name of every stream when I play this game. Thank you, Weenie. That was incredible. But yeah, man, this was I can't really say much about it. I mean, it looks great. I don't want to say it's like I guess it is kind of like a side scroller. You don't really see I don't really see a lot of like movement in 3D space, but I'm cool with that. Like this just looks fun. This looks like a silly, fun fucking game, man. So, Darwin's Paradox. I don't know when it comes out. Hopefully, we'll get a trailer. Maybe let me see. Yeah, it just says wish list now. There's no release date, release year, which makes me sad. So, it's awesome. Yeah, it kind of
those
does.
type of games, man.
Yeah.
I just love like, I love the background motion art, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
background of these games are always intriguing to me because I'm that weirdo. You know, one thing that I found out about myself that I love to look at, which is strange.
What's that?
I like to look at 2D fighting game backgrounds.
There's always something cool going on in the background of those games, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, especially what was it? SNK when you're fighting in a desert and the car is like literally jumping over your head.
Oh yeah,
When you're
yeah.
fighting. Yeah, like little like I am so weird like that. Like I pay attention to the most like strangest things. Like that's why you never this is the reason why I watch movies by myself. Because I will pause the movie. I like to look at stuff in the background. Like
There's nothing wrong
you
with
should
that.
have seen me watching Spider-Man and shit. Like I was just looking in the background, like, oh, why is that can there? Like,
So
I'm just
stupid.
one of them. Like, well, what the fuck did they put that can there for? Like, that can means nothing to Spider-Man swinging through the city, but you know, I'm focused on that. But yeah, I don't know. I might have to put this on my list. I didn't
Yeah,
really.
man.
I saw this game, but I didn't think about it.
100% wish list this game. That looks
Yeah, I kind
incredible.
of blew over this game. Not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I kind of
Yeah.
just kind of like, oh, octopus.
Hey
this
man,
looks stupid.
that's why we do these shows, bro. That's why we do these shows. What do you got,
Is it-
man? What's your
How
last
we gonna-
game to top us off here?
Mm.
Pause.
I really do want to say something about WWE 2K. I really was gonna put that on my list, and they added something to it that pissed me off, so I took it back.
Yeah.
We could discuss that later because I see where they're going with the microtransactions, and it pissed me off. So I took WWE back off.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Dre. I had to take it off, buddy. I know we supposed to be wrestling bros.
Hey
but-
man, gotta stand on principles, man. Gotta stand on your
and I'll tell you
principles.
later, you know. But this is an odd pick because the original game was really, really not good in my opinion.
All right.
But I feel like I need one of these games just to have fun and relieve stress. And it surprised me that I'm picking this game, okay? Because I remember playing the original one and I was like, oh my God, this stinks. But
Okay.
believe it or not, Sonic Racing.
Whoa. Okay.
I feel like I need that in my life. I feel like I need just a because those type of games, because I haven't played a Mario Kart game in a long time.
Yeah, man.
And
Okay,
it
I
used to
like
be my
it.
shit. It used to be my game. Like Mario Kart used to be my game, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when I saw this, my immediate thing was, okay. Because remember, it was speaking of trends, remember that time where we was getting all these weird ass racing games?
Yeah.
You had Crash Bandicoot, you had Sonic Racing, it was a whole bunch of just really bad racing games coming out trying to basically trying to steal a little shine from Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
And this, like them riding up the dinosaur, like at first, now mind you, I said I watched these videos a couple of times. My initial thoughts for this was hell no, pass.
Yeah, I
Bounce
remember.
pass.
I remember you texting me about it. Yeah, you were
I
not
was like,
digging this.
yeah, remember? I was like, oh my God. But then when I went back and watched it again, and I'm thinking like a game that I could play with my niece, or you know what I'm saying? Like just a little fun party game.
Community games, man. It's just a good
then
time.
I looked at it and I actually looked at it. It took my bias out of it. And I was like, you know what? It actually looks kind of good.
Yeah.
I was
Sonic's hot right now too, man. You know, especially with his movies and stuff. Yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, but if you played the original Sonic racing game, oh my God, it was really bad. It was bad. So
yeah,
hopefully they learned from that. It looked like visually it looks great. I could see me playing this with like my nephews, younger nephews and stuff. So I'm open to give it a try. I'm trying to just expand here because I haven't played this type of game in a long time.
It's a good time. I think Mario Kart, whatever, I'm assuming it's going to be Mario Kart 9 is coming out some point this year, you know, because they revealed it at the Switch 2 reveal. So, we'll be getting 2 of these this year. And I'm down with you, man. Like, I haven't played a Mario Kart game in forever.
If not this, Mario Kart, because I do plan on getting a Switch 2.
Yeah, 100%.
If this game is not... If this game don't live up to my expectations, then hey, I can get Mario Kart 9. So
yeah, and
these games teleport to
different
worlds. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Teleport to different worlds, riding up dinosaurs. I was like, yo, this actually looks kind of cool when I sit here and actually look at it, and just not judge it so fast.
Yeah, for sure.
I was like, oh, this look kind of cool. So I was like, you know what? It's the gamer in me. I have to give it a try. I have to.
I like it.
And it's not going to be a first buy. I mean, trust me, it ain't going to be a first buy. I'm going to catch that bad boy on sale.
Yeah.
You know how I do.
Yeah, hopefully the music's good, man. I mean, Sonic usually has like good music in his games. I'll say that much. Like,
yeah, Sega does.
Sega be hitting the tunes, man. They turn the jams up, as they say. But yeah, I'm into this, man. I'm down with you. Like, I'll play this, and we can play some Mario Kart too, this year, whenever it hits. So once again, no release date for this or release year. So if it doesn't come out this year, I guess we'll catch it whenever it does, man. But yeah, I'm down for that. This was a surprise pick. I had no idea you were gonna go in this direction. Holy cow! So yeah, I fuck with it.
I didn't know I was gonna go in this direction. Hey, you think WWE is supposed to be right here?
Unfortunato, man. Gotta stand on principle though. Unfortunately. But yeah.
So, yeah. I'll say it on the outro. I'll explain real quick what pissed me off. And so, yeah.
Don't do microtransactions, man. Don't extort your community.
I'll let you guys know. Okay, so the cat's out of the bag. I'm going to say it before we leave real quick. Basically, WWE decided to add the equivalent of 2K's My Park.
Yep.
Where you're walking around the city and doing all that dumb shit. And basically, it's just a big trap for you to spend money and try microtransactions. They added it to WWE, and it's called something else.
It's called The Island.
Oh my.
Honestly, I think it's a ploy. It's kind of like gambling psychology. You know, oh, it's an island. You're having fun. You're spending money without thinking about it. It's kind of predatory. That's how I feel about it.
Why is my wrestler walking around on a goddamn island? Huh?
Yeah, because it's fun.
Because remember when I told you I wanted to get a wrestling game soon? I might buy an older one. I really want to
Yeah,
buy a wrestling game. They look fun. They low key look fun as hell.
it's
But I'm
just
not,
disappointing, man.
because I was gonna put it on my list. I was excited for it. I was happy, and then I saw that shit, and I was like,
Yeah, it looks like you're in Vegas, man. That's really what it looks like. Like I said, it looks like gambling. Like that's what they want you to do.
we can outro
So
this thing. I'm getting pissed
yeah.
off. Like, that shit's pissing
So
me
those
off.
are our thoughts on the games we're most excited for the state of play, guys. Like I said, please go and watch the state of play. There were many more games that we couldn't get to today, and we would love to hear from you, like some things you guys are excited about. You know, if you weren't able to catch the live podcast, you know, leave a comment in the YouTube comment section. Let us know if you're excited about anything, if you hated the state of play. You know, what did you want to see that you didn't get to see? All of the above, man.
People kept saying Grand Theft Auto, and they was pissing me off.
You're not gonna see Grand Theft Auto. They're gonna do their own thing. I don't understand why
They're
people
gonna
don't
do
get
that.
that.
Oh my god, man! I was like, shut up.
Yeah, people
Oh,
don't
never
understand.
mind.
They don't move. They move to the beat of their own drum. But either way, thank you guys for hanging out for episode 221 of the Super Weapon Podcast, man. Don't really got much to say. Like I said, I got to get up out of here real quick, man, and go spend some time with the family and everything. Have a good day.
Fun day.
Yes,
Sunday,
indeed.
fun day.
Quick note as well, we will be recording next Sunday, same time.
2 Sunday bangers.
Yeah, you know, back-to-back little Sunday banger action. And
Put that in your notes, DC. Don't wake Darius up on a Saturday.
I don't sleep late, man. You know this. I wish I could.
He said, "Hey, Darius, you up? You ready to pod? It's
I
Saturday."
wish I could sleep in, but yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Thank you guys for hanging out, man. You guys can find us everywhere. Please make sure you guys subscribe to YouTube, all that good stuff. You guys find me, Darius Artist, everywhere. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Darius Artist E3. DC, take us home.
All right, baby, I'm gonna make this quick because it is Sunday and I need to get right with the good Lord. But anyway, yeah, I am currently working on shorts, and I want to get the community involved. So you guys, you let me know what you would like to see on the Super Weapon Shortcast on YouTube. I'm drawing a blank here. Yeah, if you got any good ideas, anything you want to see, I found some good creeks and trails behind my apartment complex. So I'll be taking my remote control cars, my little off-roaders out there. So you might see some content from that coming soon. And yeah, we're just, cooking up. It's Sunday, and we definitely want to hear about the games that you guys find interesting. Always leave your comments, always leave your feedback. I like to read them on YouTube and all that good stuff. You guys have a great Sunday. Because
Yes,
I am.
indeed.
And we're going to see you next week. Remember, I'm going to promote it for Sunday throughout the week so you guys know. We're going to do another Sunday banger because life be lifing. Me and Darius have things to do Saturday, so it is what it is. Come join us next Sunday for a little fun, a little escape from reality. And that's it.
Yes, indeed. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.